What is up, Beyond the Gates fans? We are going to talk about the upcoming week of episodes for the show. I do believe that we actually have 5 episodes this week because there's no holiday for a rerun. So we are looking at the preview for the week of February 23rd through 27th. We're going to talk about this preview, this video preview, and then we will go to the comment section like I like to do on Sundays from the past week of episodes. First thing in the preview is Kat and Tomas talking about shacking up potentially, and Tomas seeming a little wary about them moving in together. I just continue to be wary about this entire relationship. It has never been a good thing for Kat. But lately, the show's been acting like it has been a good relationship for Kat. And that annoys me too. I will really love the day when they move Kat onto a completely different storyline that doesn't involve Tomas or Eva. But this upcoming week seems like it's going to be a lot of Kat and Tomas and a lot of Kat and Leslie and a lot of maybe Kat and Eva and getting back to that rivalry that I am so over with. I have seen Kat fans online talking about how Kat's going to be back involved in that storyline. Unless Kat is going to be able to help take down Leslie for what she did to Laura, I don't have anything to look forward to with the whole Kat and Eva rivalry. So hopefully that doesn't get too much time over this next week of episodes. Next in the preview, we see Francesca throwing shade at Samantha that she can't find a date for the cotillion. That's when Darnell walks in and hugs her. Darnell's going to be her escort for the cotillion. I don't know if they are going to test a Darnell and Samantha relationship, or Francesca's going to be involved in that potentially. I don't know. But I'm here for it if they make it interesting. Like, I don't hate a Darnell and Samantha pairing with Francesca involved. I think it's good to have Darnell come back. I think he had the potential to be a good character before they made him be too okay with Joey and Vanessa's relationship way too soon. But we'll see if he can spice up the younger set a little bit. Next in the preview is Leslie telling Eva she is going to show her how real business is done. I have no idea what Leslie is talking about with this scene in the preview with Eva. Who knows if this is about the free clinic or what? I'm assuming it's about the free clinic. That's the only business she is involved in right now. It's hard to care about the free clinic storyline as a whole. They also seem to be pushing Derek onto the free clinic storyline too. Although I didn't mind the Leslie and Derek scenes the other day. Next in the preview is Jacob undercover and running into his brother Izaiah. Interesting that Izaiah is hanging out in the suspicious alleys that Jacob is undercover in. Could Izaiah be the Impaler? That's a possibility that hasn't been discussed too much. Or maybe working for the Impaler. We know that Izaiah has a background working for Joey and being on the streets and kind of involved in shady dealings or maybe a gang or something. Maybe he hasn't changed. It would make Izaiah's character a little more of the bad boy that they've tried to make him out to be, even though he doesn't come across as any sort of bad boy. I doubt Izaiah would be the Impaler, but I'm interested to see if he is involved in the storyline somehow, though. Maybe he will help Jacob in the undercover work because he knows someone involved in the thing. There's plenty of possibilities for Izaiah to be involved in this Impaler storyline. If they're going to actually show us more of the Impaler storyline and not make it take place off screen, I think the more people they can involve in the story and make the story bigger, the better. Next in the preview is Hayley with Randy looking at a picture and saying that man is not a threat to anyone. So I think this is probably Randy setting someone up to take the fall for the mugging, the fake mugging that Lynette and Hayley set up. I think that is going to be the way they try to get out of this, at least with Joey. And it just might work to prolong the storyline, of course. And then last in the preview is Anita announcing that she is going to go public about her cancer. And then we see her with Gayle King on the CBS morning show because, Anita is a past star in the singing world. So, of course, she would go public in a big way. Yeah, I mean, the cancer storyline hasn't been on as much lately, which I'm fine with. I think they are just going to continue to try and make the cancer storyline be out there and just try and make it a learning experience for the audience. But I'm glad it's not taking up as much time as it was the first half of January. So the preview looks like a mixed bag, actually. And especially some of the spoilers I read, that Kat might be in scenes with Eva again. That kind of makes me unappealing to the whatever we're going to see with them. But I'm hoping for the best, per usual, with this show. Let's go into the comments. Jasmine Williams said, good writing would be Vanessa setting Joey up to be held captive while Dougie comes back with a new face. This is when Vanessa was tying Joey up and putting on the blindfold with her, which was pretty gag-worthy. I mean, it would be very Days of Our Lives for Doug to come back with a new face. I don't want, if Doug's going to still be alive and not really dead, and it's some sort of plan that Doug had or Randy had or Doug and Vanessa had, I want it to be the same actor. So I don't want it to be a new face, but I think we're past the point where Vanessa could be setting Joey up for something. I think it wouldn't make sense with the writing if there's some twist that Vanessa has been trying to play Joey this whole time. But we'll see, because I have no idea what the hell they've done with the Vanessa character. Nancy Annette said, I love today's episode. Leslie is delusional and will soon crash and burn. I'm glad Shanice can give back to Leslie what she dishes out. I love Danny and Shanice double teaming her. As far as tacky Hayley goes, she is in over her head. I can't wait for Lynette to start blackmailing her. I'm here for it. I also enjoyed Danny and Shanice double teaming Leslie. And I am definitely here for Lynette starting to blackmail Hayley or be the downfall of Hayley or still Bill away from Hayley. There's so many possibilities for the Lynette character, and that definitely excites me. Doc Backhand, whose name cracks me up, said, Grandpa Gangster can't relinquish control. Leslie finally has some resistance from somebody. She must pay for what she did to Laura, which was a crime. More Danny and Shanice Real Housewives energy against Leslie, please. People do need to keep that same energy against Leslie, and so far Shanice is the only one that consistently does that, and I think that is a good thing. Book Chalice said, I agree with what you said. I hope the show is done with rehabbing Leslie. Also, I wanted to burn my eyes out during the Joey and Vanessa scenes. Me and you both. I don't know if the show is done rehabbing Leslie, but I do think they need to be. Pearly Cole said, Bill is as dumb as a doorknob. He doesn't see any of the red flags. Hayley is dropping right in his face. They really do write Bill as extremely dumb with the Hayley stuff. And I guess that's the only way to do it to prolong the story. But, Bill is supposed to be the smart lawyer. He's supposed to be the fixer. I think they need to stop dumbing him down soon, though, because he does come across as extremely dumb in the storyline with Hayley. Barbara Gregg said, good for Carlton for following Ashley's advice. Stop being so needy and available in pursuing Nicole. Yeah, the Carlton character did listen to Ashley and did try and stop being needy and not go on that date with Nicole and not be here for the whole Nicole dating two people. But then episodes before that, we saw Carlton being an angry, bitter person with that whole situation. All in all, it's made Carlton a more interesting character, which is a good thing because it had been very needed. Lydia Duncan said, Tomas looked like he was actually going to cry after his encounters with Hayley and Bill. I actually felt sorry for him today. Did he look like he was gonna cry? I don't know if that's true. I felt like he had the same old expression as usual. So it was hard for me to feel sorry for Tomas when he had the usual blank expression on his face. And in order to get Tomas to cry, I think you gotta like put a lot of WD-40 on him and really get that robot moving better, because that's the only way you're gonna get Tomas to cry. Devin asked, why is Jacob only either mean to Naomi or wanting sex from her? I'm sick of him. I'm sick of the Jacob and Naomi dynamic in general. So I get what you're saying here, Devin. They both have become irritating together, even though I feel like they're supposed to be or at first they were supposed to be the stable relationship on the show, but they've become anything but. M. Hughes said, Leslie isn't attempted, unaliver twice over. The audience will not forget that. Yeah, the audience has not forgot that with Leslie, which is why I think they need to just lean back into Leslie being a big villain on the show and less of a, clown that she can be on the show. Carrie Williams said, who lets Leslie sit there and ruin their dinner? Come on now. Couldn't agree more. Those scenes at the country club with Vernon and Anita just letting Leslie sit down there and not doing anything about it were so absurd to me. Like, call security, call someone. It's the country club. They're the Duprees. This is what I mean when too many characters don't match Leslie's energy, and I think more characters need to start matching Leslie's energy. Book Chalice said, after arguing Tomas down, there was a flash of worry on Lynette's face when he said the case would likely go to court. I think there is something big brewing in Lynette's past that she is worried will come out during a public trial. She came across as angry and desperate. That said, she was the highlight of the show. Yeah, Lynette was the highlight of the show in that episode. I am wondering if her past will play a big part in her character, and not just her past with Hayley, but her own past with this criminal thing that she did. Either way, I'm excited to see what they do with Lynette, because obviously I've been a big fan. Bobby Wobby says, I forgot to say I didn't remember Leslie winning dinner with the Articulates either. I believe the writers made that up after they made the Winterfest episode, because you would have thought one of the Duprees would have mentioned it. Yeah, I didn't remember that happening, but I also remember being very disappointed with the Winterfest episode because it was just one episode with no drama. So I could have just missed it, I guess. But if you didn't remember it either, did anyone remember that in the comments? Let me know. Linda Thornton said, I'm sick of Hayley and her fake headaches. Is Bill that dumb that he can't see fake Hayley? Yeah, Clearly, Bill is very dumb when it comes to Hayley. We all have to call it out. Linda Thornton also said, Nicole checked Anastasia's nosy behind. I did enjoy Anastasia getting checked. And I know a lot of people want the Duprees to have a rival family. I don't know if Anastasia is that person. I feel like she's just a caricature. However, I do think the potential is there for her granddaughter, Francesca, to really spice up the younger set at least. Marty B said, my favorite scene today was seeing the look on Hayley's face when she walked into Uptown and saw Sammy/Randy sitting with Joey. It's always nice to see her and Leslie sweating bullets, afraid they're finally going to get caught in their lies. I enjoyed that too. A few more. Sable said, Mona's going to get Randy saved at church, and then he will confess all of his crimes and Hayley's crimes and Lynette's crimes. It's about to be over. I do wonder if Randy is going to be a saved man thanks to Mona. I think the potential is there. I know some people, like Sarah Perkins in the comments, is Team Mona and Randy becoming a couple, which I'm not against either. It's kind of an odd couple, but I'm kind of here for it at the same time. Devin said, why have a crazy, fun, and entertaining single character when you can make them a boring, laid-back married character? The engagement might ruin Chelsea for me. I too would rather them keep Chelsea as single and loose and maybe a little wild. I think too many characters on this show are already kind of bland and by the books and uppity and all that shit. Chelsea was a nice change from a lot of other characters on this show, because the other people that kind of live it up are just Vanessa and Leslie. Everyone else is kind of stuck up. Lamont Bradford says maybe Darnell and Samantha could be the next hot new couple. I mean, I don't know if they will be a hot new couple necessarily, but I do think the younger set needs a couple that has like a really good love story, and I think that would appeal to a younger audience. I don't think that Tyrell and Jessica are that story. They haven't had that kind of love story, but maybe Donnell and Samantha can. I think the potential is there for that. We'll see with their scenes this week, and we'll see what this next week of Beyond the Gates does bring.